Have you ever walked into a room and thought, this looked amazing 5 years ago, but now it just feels off? Paint trends evolve fast, and what was once considered fresh and stylish can now make your space feel dated, dull, or even downright cold. In today's video, we're diving into 7 paint colors that just aren't working anymore in 2025. Some of them were everywhere, from Pinterest boards to new builds, and while they had their moment, it's officially time to let them go. But don't worry, we're not just here to tear things down. For every outdated color, I'll share a modern, elevated alternative you can use instead. Colors that feel warm, timeless, and totally 2025. So whether you're planning a full repaint or just want to avoid making a decorating misstep, stick around because this list will help you make smarter, more stylish color choices this year. And hey, which paint trend are you officially over? Leave a comment below as we go. You'll definitely want to see what everyone else is saying. All right, let's jump in. One gray on gray on gray, cold and overdone. For years, cool gray tones dominated interior design, from walls and furniture to flooring and decor. But in 2025, all gray, everything feels flat, lifeless, and frankly, a little overused. What once felt sleek and modern now reads as cold and uninviting, especially in rooms with minimal natural light. What to use instead? Swap it out for warm grays or mushroom tones. These updated neutrals still offer versatility, but they also add softness, warmth, and depth. Everything gray on gray lacks. Best pairings, pair grays with warm white trim, woven textures, and soft black or brass accents for a cozy modern vibe. Coming up next, one of the most common neutrals is making your space look dated. Can you guess what it is? Let's move to number 2. Two beige with yellow undertones, dated and dingy. Builder beige had its moment, offering a safe go-to neutral for years. But in 2025, this yellow-tinged beige feels tired, overly traditional, and often makes rooms look dim or even a bit dirty. It lacks the crispness and sophistication that today's interiors demand. What to use instead? Trade it for warm taupe or soft oatmeal tones. These hues bring in that desired warmth, but with a fresher, more elevated feel that works beautifully in both classic and contemporary homes. Best pairings, pair oatmeal walls with linen curtains, soft white trim, and matte black fixtures for an updated yet timeless aesthetic. Next up is a bold color that once defined entire dining rooms. Now it's more headache than statement. Let's talk about number 3. 3 cherry red accent walls, overpowering and outdated. Cherry red used to be the go-to for adding drama to dining rooms and statement walls, but in 2025, it often feels more chaotic than chic. It's bold, yes, but it dominates a space in a way that's difficult to complement with modern furniture and decor. It can also create an unintentional tension in rooms that are supposed to feel relaxed or intimate. What to use instead? Try a deep rust or soft terracotta shade. These colors still offer warmth and impact, but with a much more grounded, earthy energy that works across a variety of design styles, from modern organic to Mediterranean. Best pairings: pair it with warm neutrals, cream or beige upholstery, and natural elements like wood, rattan, or linen for balance. And if you're a fan of green, be careful because the next shade on our list has been showing up everywhere, and not in the best way. Let's look at number 4. 4 Sage Green, the overused version, flat and fatigued. Sage Green had a huge moment, especially with minimalist and farmhouse interiors, but by 2025, the pale muted version we've seen on repeat has started to feel predictable and uninspired. What once felt calm and earthy now risks blending into the background without adding real character to a space. It can easily come across as washed out, especially when paired with similar neutral tones. What to use instead? Opt for earthier olive greens or deeper eucalyptus shades. These hues still feel organic but offer more depth, contrast, and interest, perfect for bringing natural energy into your space without feeling like every Pinterest board from 2018. Best pairings: try rich wood tones, creamy whites, and brushed gold hardware for a look that feels elevated and on-trend. And speaking of colors that had their moment in the sun, wait until you hear which bright shade is no longer making waves in the design world. Number 5 is a bold one we've all seen too much of. 5 Bright Teal, loud and outdated. Bright teal was a go-to statement color throughout the 2010s. It was bold, energetic, and fun. But today, it can feel overly retro and overwhelming, especially when used on large walls or in small rooms. The vibrancy that once gave it charm now risks making your space feel chaotic and hard to style. What to use instead? Trade in that loud teal for ocean-inspired deep blue greens like ocean teal or a desaturated turquoise. These shades still bring color and personality, but feel more refined, grounded, and easier to pair with modern decor. Best pairings. These updated hues look stunning with crisp white trim, light wood tones, and brushed nickel finishes, perfect for bathrooms, bedrooms, or even accent walls that feel serene instead of overstated. Coming up next is the color that used to be everywhere, especially on Instagram mood boards and magazine covers, but now it's a bit lifeless. Let's talk about why an all-white everything approach is on its way out in number 6. 6. Flat white everything, sterile and uninspired. For years, flat white dominated home design. It was seen as a safe, minimalist go-to that made rooms feel clean and airy. But in 2025, an all-white color scheme, especially one with no depth or variation, often comes across as sterile, uninviting, and frankly, a little boring. What to use instead? Consider layering warm whites or creamy neutrals that bring in softness, character, and a cozy glow. These subtle variations in undertone make a space feel more lived in and welcoming without sacrificing that clean aesthetic. Best pairings. Layered whites pair beautifully with natural wood tones, linen textures, and soft lighting to create a calm, organic feel. Bonus points if you mix in greenery or artwork to break up the monotony. Now let's wrap things up with a color that was once the darling of millennial branding and blush-toned everything, but now it might be time to say goodbye. You probably already know what it is. On to number 7. 7. Millennial pink, overused and dated. Ah yes, millennial pink. That soft, muted blush shade took over everything from wall paint to branding palettes over the last decade. While it brought a fun, fresh take on neutral femininity, in 2025, it feels more trendy than timeless, and dare we say, a little played out. What to use instead? Swap it for richer alternatives like dusty rose, muted terracotta, or soft mauve. These shades carry the same warmth and charm, but feel more grown-up, earthy, and timeless. Best pairings. Pair these updated hues with vintage brass accents, textured fabrics like velvet or linen, and warm neutrals like oat or ivory for a cozy, curated vibe. The bottom line? Just because a color was popular 5 years ago doesn't mean it deserves a spot in your home today. Trends evolve, and so should your space. Whether you're painting a room or reimagining your entire aesthetic, making mindful color swaps can transform your space from tired to timeless. Which of these colors are you ready to leave behind? Or maybe you still love one of them? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more modern paint tips and fresh design ideas every single week. And as always, check out the links in the description for a full list of replacement colors, tools I recommend, and more inspiration to help you create a home that feels just right. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.